Welcome back to the video walkthrough of PA1, and this is part 4. In the previous part, we finished step 6. Let's move on to step 7, renaming and removing. So how do we rename a file? Let's try to rename the logging time file to temp.txt. And the way to do it is to say move logging time.txt temp.txt. So move there is essentially of saying that move everything in logging time.txt to temp.txt. And that works as a way to rename a file. Terminal. Let's say. Okay, let's see if logging time.txt is renamed. Yeah, it used to be here, but it's now temp.txt. Now, how do we remove a file? So remove temp.txt, for example, is simply to say rm temp.txt. So rm there obviously meant remove. Rm, sorry, that's not what I want. Network delay goes longer. Oops. Rm temp.txt. Let's check. Yeah, the temp.txt is gone. Cool. Now we can go to step number 8, downloading file. Alright, so if you are a Wintel or Mac OS user, chances high that it will be easier for you to download files from your home directory on the workstation. So SFTP client is what you want to install. And the one that I recommend is called the FileZilla. I've been using it for several years and there's no spyware or anything on it. So, good to use. But again, if you know other SFTP clients that you prefer, feel free to use them. Okay. So this takes you to FileZilla where you find the download packages. Here's a video that teaches you how and where to download and also how to start a SFTP downloading session. All right. So I'm just going to pretend that you have already that installed, and let me show you then how you start FileZilla and then try to download the file from the workstation. So let's go to the desktop and then find FileZilla. Okay, so it's right here. Good. So this is how FileZilla's user interface look like. Now to start a FTP connection or secure FTP connection, you start by clicking on these workstations. Okay. And you can create a new site, for example, PA assignment. And then there you configure what is the connection properties. So first of all, protocol, it's going to be secure FTP. And the host is where you type in the IP address. And you allow the server to ask you for a password later. And so all we need to do is just to add the username. So let me again borrow Team1's account and then hit connect. There. Server is prompting us for password. So type in the password, hit OK. And let's hope that it's connecting. There. Connected. Now this actually looks familiar to you, isn't it? So PA1 is the directory we have created. Public pictures, yeah, these are the things underneath the home directory of CN Team 1. So on the left, this is the local hard disk, and therefore you see this is the remote side, the file structure of the home directory on the workstation. So now we need to download the file. And wait, exactly which file we need to download? Let me check. Which file? Download the login time.txt file in the pa1 directory. All right. Let's go back there. pa1 right here. Double click. That takes you into the pa1 directory. So nice about graphical interface is that operating it is much more intuitive. So we need to download login time. So you just pull it and drag it over to the local disk, and I'm at the desktop directory, and that should bring the login time.txt file to local disk and appearing on desktop. Okay, transfer completed. Let's see. I hope that the battery sustains the rest of the recording. There, login time.txt appear here. Cool. And now we can move to step number 9. Uploading file. Cool. So what we need to do here is edit the login time.txt file, adding Stack Overflow's URL, and change the file name to login time new.txt. And then use the same client to upload this file back up to the workstation into the pa1 directory. So let's then try that. Go back to the desktop, and we need to edit login time.txt. So here I prefer to use an editor. Oops. Uh-oh. Oh, there. I thought the battery is gonna die. Subline text. This is a really nice editor. We have only one line here, and so we're asked to add Stack Overflows URL. Oh, sorry, overflows URL. So I'm guessing this, but hey, just to be careful, you might want to check again by Googling Stack Overflow. All right. Yep. So I edit the line and save the file. We also need to change the file name, isn't it? So login time new. And now let's see. This is to refresh. So it's gonna refresh the files in the local disk as well as the remote disk. Let's see if login, right here. Login time new, okay, is right here. So click and drag. Let's see. I guess it's uploading, hopefully. There, completed. Cool. To disconnect the SFTP connection, just hit the disconnect here. Good. So we can then close FileZilla. Yeah. Step number 10 is to log out by simply saying log out. This is the most intuitive command then. Let's go back to the terminal. And oh, by the way, shall we check out whether the new file is there? Go to pa1 by saying change directory cd pa1 and list the files. There we go. The new login time is here. To check the content of login time new, there. Login time as well as the line we added. Cool. And we log out by doing so. Log out. And that kicks us back from NSLab 1 to IP7362. Let's see, step number 11. Okay, so there's nothing really to do here. It's just a couple useful links. So the Unix tutorials, there are two nice Unix tutorials. Tutorial for beginners, right here, from, I guess, Surrey, a university there, and then Utah Mass Department. Step number 12, submit your PA. There's really no need to submit anything because Polly, as the root of the workstation, will be able to check on each of you guys' account to see if the files are in pa1, okay, as if you follow through all the instructions. So essentially what I'm expecting is exactly this. Okay, in your pa1 directory, if I type ls-l, it should show these three. All right, and I'm gonna check the content of logging-time. Oops, I'm gonna check the content of logging-time-new.txt carefully. And so that's all for PA1. Enjoy.